We're live!
But pretty much, what can really be said about the Sonic fans except that they suffer from the same typical fan faggotry that every other fan base suffers from.
Nostalgia-itis.
Nostalgia-itis, original characters do not steal, really horrible fan fiction, and Rule 34. Again, commonplace shit that you see in every fucking fan base, but everyone seems to complain about that particular part when it comes to Sonic. Yeah. But what really pisses me off about the fans as of late is the excessive complaining about Sonic 4, a game that, one, has not even come out yet, two, we've seen very little footage of, and three, the fans are just morons. And by the fans, I mean these nostalgia whores. You know, the people that say, oh, it's not the classic shit. Oh, it's not good if it's the classic shit.
It's not 8-bit. Oh my god.
If you don't have people complaining about the fact that his eyes are still green, his quills are still long, his legs are too long, apparently.
And the grass is made of plastic.
I was going to get to that as last.
Yeah, too bad.
You were slow. Look, man, when you complain about backgrounds, you know there's something wrong with you. You want your pretty 3D... nice bullshit. Go watch fucking Avatar game, you faggots.
Again, yeah, that freaking complaining about, you have people complaining about the grass texture. Grass texture.
Yes, because backgrounds make a video game.
And then you have people complaining about how Sonic still has his homing attack. I'm like, are you serious? You know, an attack that you probably don't really have to use. They pretty much just give you the option to be able to use it. Like the spin dash. You didn't necessarily need it, but it was good to have it.
Look at part 1. Look at part 1. You ain't gonna spin dash in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hell.
No, you had to run and push down.
Sonic 1 is the one game that had an enemy that required you to have a spin dash and you didn't have it. You know that little worm thing in the Marble Garden?
Hell yeah.
You needed it then.
It's like, but even then, I still would have used the jump. Fuck that. It just shows precision.
I just ran and then rolled.
Exactly. Look at that. You got different options, and you have people whining, oh, they added an extra function. Oh, it just reminds us of the 3D games. Oh, let me see. The only 3D games I can think of that people complained about the most were Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06. And Shadow the Hedgehog was more hit or miss. So you're down to one game. When you think about it, everything else was either mediocre to pretty good.
Look, Shadow the Hedgehog just had gun control problems.
You know
Exactly.
what you need to do in the new Sonic game just to piss you guys off? Lightspeed dash. You're welcome. I said it. I said it.
And it's like, and people need to fucking realize, as far as Sonic games as of late, as far as the 3D games go, like the Sonic Advance games, freaking Sonic Rush, they were all pretty good games. I mean, I didn't hear any fucking complaints about the Sonic, especially the Sonic Rush series. So, it goes to show that at least Sega doesn't fuck up with the 2D games. So why are you people complaining about a 2D game? One that's made in the classic style, mind you. Something that you faggots have been fucking whining about since day one.
It's not their vision.
No, because apparently it's not classic Sonic. It's not the beady-eyed short...
their vision of classic Sonic.
Personally, I'm glad they didn't go all the way old school with that shit, because it would have just made you nostalgia horse happy.
You don't know what that happens when that happens. The game fails anyway. They lose money. They go under.
It's like
They all suffer.
It's like with these fuckers. It's like with these guys. It's like there's no winning with them. Sega tries to appeal to both sides of the franchise, the old and the new, and you still have people whining. What does she have to say about all this?
Yeah, nigga. Oh, wow.
Now that we covered freaking Sega and its two franchises, there's one particular company that has the biggest amount of freaking unpleasable fan faggots that I have ever fucking seen. Yeah, people I think know what I'm talking about.
I haven't got a clue on this one actually.
God, you know? Do you happen to know the name of this company that just exudes with fan failure?
Which one? Yeah, I definitely...
You're gonna have to throw us a bone here, dude.
Alright.
We kind of skipped that class.
Well, I think it's about time. It's about time that these guys get talked about because they don't get talked about enough. I'm talking about you fan faggots from the Nintendo fan base.
Oh, you see, you know, a company like that, you know, we wouldn't know about, you know, since, you know, they're not good. You know.
Now, the Nintendo, the fan base for Nintendo's franchise is a lot like an ocean. It's a lot like a fucking ocean. Sure, it looks calm and pretty on the outside, but when you go below the surface and you go deep enough, you start to see, you get to see its really ugly face. It's, you know, fandom for what it can become.
That's right, nigga. That's right. Good job.
Nintendo freaking franchise.
Yeah,
Nintendo's
They
franchise
caught me off guard, actually.
has the most unpleasable fan faggots that you can ever fucking imagine. The most. And that's simply on the account of how many franchises the Nintendo has. When we look at Sega, the only two companies I can think that come to mind were again the Phantasy Star and Sonic. With Nintendo, you can go with Mario, you can go with freaking Zelda, you can go with Metroid, you can go with freaking Pokemon. I mean, the list can go on.
Oh, yeah.
But for the sake of the argument, we're gonna talk about the main four, the four with the worst freaking fans I can think of. But let's see, which are the main four we should talk about? Obviously, the main four being again Mario, Pokemon, Metroid, and Zelda. I think you pretty much covered it in that one discussion we did when it came to Zelda. You want to repeat that?
What?
About how it goes with the Zelda franchise and its fans.
You pretty much have got to love how with each new title that comes out, people would rather play the one previous to that, you know, rather than the new one.
Yeah.
Case in point, everyone's bitching and complaining about Twilight Princess. So what they do? Yeah, people. You get people talking about that. Oh, I'd rather play Wind Waker than the Twilight Princess. But if you try to ask them about Wind Waker, like, oh no, I don't like that piece of shit. I'd rather play, you know, freaking Majora's Mask rather than Wind Waker. You ask people about Majora's Mask. Oh wait, no, I don't like that one either. I'd rather play freaking Ocarina of Time rather than Majora's Mask. And it just pretty much keeps going. You know, instead of the fans, you know, trying to go forward with this series, they go backwards.
And it's funny that you mentioned Ocarina of Time because when you try to apply the word Zelda and fan together, you pretty much get nothing but Ocarina of Time fanboys. These are the guys that'll sit here, and they'll try to make Ocarina of Time look more, or in case of the haters, look less than what it really is. It was one of the few franchises from the past to make a good 3D game. And that's pretty much all it is. Is it a bad game? No, of course not. It's one of the good games of the series. Now, however, is it the greatest greatest game of all fucking time? Shit's all over everything. Fuck yo shit? No, it's not. It had its flaws. It had its flaws. And we will just stay tuned for the next part.